Today we're going to learn how to make the takeout classic
甜酸雞
sweet and sour chicken. In the process, you'll also level up your frying game by learning all of the same restaurant tips and techniques that underlie almost all of the iconic Chinese fried chicken dishes.
Cheers!
Now let's dive in.
首先咧就先切得啲菠蘿先嗬，菠蘿都切一塊片得啦 ，OK。要落個安士呢度
We'll cut the pineapple into half-inch thick slices.
，OK。紅蘿蔔咧就俾少少㗎，兩片幾少嘅話啦，嗱就切片嗱，
We'll first cut the carrot into segments.
切片。
Then lay them flat and cut into thin slices.
紅椒
First, we'll cut out roughly a quarter of a red bell pepper and clean out the seeds. Then we'll cut it.
紅椒就切角啊，一個角咁切下。
We'll cut the wedges into small triangles, rotating the cleaver back and forth.
洋葱係兩個安士洋葱夠啦。
We'll first cut off both ends of the onion, then remove the outer peel. Then we'll cut off just around 2 ounces of the outer layers.
都係切角，洋葱都係切角。
We'll stack the pieces. Then cut into triangles.
而家咧就切啲雞肉先啊，我先係切一咁切夠先，即係咁樣
We'll cut into half-inch thick slices.
就再切開佢，係一嚿嚿睇嚟嚇，就咁大嚿啊，一大嚿
Then cut into half-inch cubes and repeat.
啊，得啦嘛。首先咁樣切開佢，嗱。
After cutting, we'll put the cubes of chicken into a bowl to marinate them.
Shirley from the CANTO Cooking Club, what cuts of chicken are best for this dish?
睇你中意咯，通常咧就雞胸肉咧就炸起嚟靚啲，如果啲雞髀肉炸起嚟會冇咁靚，黑色啲。咁炸起嘅雞胸肉炸起嚟好似好靚嘅，好高貴咁樣。啊，如果你話食啦，咁隨你啊。如果你係中意食啲腍啲嘅，就雞髀肉啦。炒晒之後咧，就醃咗佢先，刨啲雞腳入邊先。
To marinate the chicken, we'll add 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of light soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of water, and 1 teaspoon of salt. We'll mix together just the seasonings first on the side of the bowl, then we'll mix it together with the chicken. After the marinade is all mixed in, we'll create the frying batter for the chicken.
上次咧我炸咕嚕肉嘅時候咧就俾乾粉，今次咧我就俾濕粉，兩種方法俾佢睇下。用麵粉係三個湯匙，生粉係2個湯匙。因為你單純係俾麵粉咧，佢就會軟得滯；全部係生粉咧，佢硬得滯。所以咧就搭啲麵粉同生粉攆佢。仲有咧發酵粉就俾1個茶匙好啦。
有咩作用？
發酵粉咧就即係話醬個皮係炸得唔好咁硬，俾佢鬆化啲。俾咗之後咧，再用水嚇。
We'll start with adding 5 tablespoons of water.
唔好一下俾晒嗬，攪開佢，
Then we'll mix it in to see the consistency of the batter.
咁樣就唔夠啦。頭先俾5個湯匙落去就唔夠啦嚇，6個湯匙、7個湯匙 ，OK。
We'll keep stirring the batter here.
咁樣咧就稀咗少少咯喎。咁樣情況下就會稀少少啦。稀少少點算咧？就加麵粉就咧，半個湯匙麵粉，1個茶匙嘅生粉上去少少得啦。咁開分結佢嚇，搞到咧啲炸粉咧唔好一粒粒就得啦。嗱，睇得咁就講啦。嗱，睇到上邊咧粗下邊有，好似啲我話過好似老鼠尾咁嚇啊！嗱，睇下呢個，如果呢個咧接好個雞啦，如果覺得佢濕咧，我哋可以變通一下，適當咁加水多少少半個茶匙嘅麵粉上嚟，搞佢。
Now with the batter at the right consistency, we can add the final element for the perfect coating.
咁之後咧，我要俾少少油上嚟喎，炸起上嚟嗰個粉皮係光滑啲啊，鬆化啲，少少得啦。1個茶匙。 用橄欖油、粟米油都冇乜所謂呢個啊，呢個冇乜所謂嚇。
你再咩先加？
有人哋碌開好細粉先至俾落去，咁睇落啲粉咪光滑啲咯。嗱，
With the batter done, we'll now mix together the iconic sweet and sour sauce.
甜酸汁、甜酸 sauce 嚇，我係用 ketchup 嗱，呢個 ketchup 嚟嘅。
We'll start with 5 tablespoons of ketchup.
餐館都係用 ketchup。
佢唔會用咁多茄汁嘅，有茄汁不過唔會用咁多，佢用啲紅水搭夠嘅嚇。
If you're wondering why my dad's adding a quote-unquote American condiment into a Chinese dish, the origins of ketchup are anything but American, with a pretty wild journey. We can trace it back to 300 BC as a Chinese fermented fish sauce that spread throughout Asia. Eventually, fish sauce became less popular in China, but remained a staple of Southeast Asian cuisine. About 2,000 years later, in the 17th century, fish sauce was revived in China by traders. In Hokkien, it was called ketchup, a name that stuck throughout Southeast Asia. Around the same era, British traders became obsessed with their newly discovered ketchup fish sauce, and it quickly took Britain by storm. As ketchup adapted to Western tastes, it gradually morphed into a mushroom-based sauce, then a sweeter tomato-based sauce popularized by companies like Heinz. As China began importing tomato ketchup in the 1900s, many Chinese chefs started combining it into sweet and sour dishes as a modern twist on the traditional sweet and sour sauce.
咁 ketchup 有咩作用啊？
增加呢個甜酸呢個味道啊嘛，茄汁俾醋，呢個咧我就俾紅醋。
We'll add 3 tablespoons of red vinegar.
呢醋有咩作用？
香呢個香醋又叫做紅醋香醋。
如果冇紅醋咧？
冇就唔好俾，冇就直情俾白醋。呢個湯匙。
Then add 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar.
呢個米醋係比呢個香醋係酸啲嘅。
These are just 2 kinds of vinegar used in Chinese cooking. For more on different kinds of vinegar and how they function in marinades and sauces, click the link in our description for lesson 13.1 in our fundamentals library.
俾咗呢個咧，仲係俾少少鹽上去，就俾半個茶匙。但係甜酸仔汁咧，要有少少鹽上去咧，先至將佢嘅酸味拿得最高。如果你冇啲鹽去咧，佢嘅酸味咧就變咗好寡，知嘛？俾少少鹽上嚟，糖咧就俾4個湯匙。攪下佢，如果係夠咧，啱酸味咧，而家俾咗兩個湯匙嚇，3個湯匙。
After adding 3 tablespoons of sugar, we'll try the sauce.
俾咗咁多料落，你試下個味道嚇。就加梳蕉糖，即係話要俾4個湯匙嘅糖哦。
Willis from Patreon asks, how do you make sure the sour flavor is not too powerful?
即係你買個芡之前咧，你首先試下佢先。如果你開咗個 sauce，你覺得個酸咧，你就加啲糖落去；如果覺得唔夠酸咧，你就加啲醋落去。咁你首先就試過先，你試過你啱你嘅口味啦，先你俾落去煮。
Dad, what are you
要
talking
啲糖先得㗎嘛。
What are you talking about?
We're talking about sweet and sour chicken.
Whoa, that's far away.
It is far
Yeah.
away. Do you want to try some?
嘢俾齊咗啦，嗱。
Now we'll mix our sauce until everything is incorporated. We have all of these ingredients listed on our blog at madewithlao.com, along with step-by-step instructions and video clips to guide you as you make the recipe at home.
仲有最收尾咧，夠佢芡汁啦。
Now we'll add potato starch to a bowl.
俾2個茶匙，俾2個湯匙水開佢，
Then we'll add the water.
全部整好晒之後咧，就開始炸啦。
We'll give the slurry a quick mix. My dad has already introduced you to sweet and sour pork, one of the most well-known Chinese dishes outside of China. The popular version you can find in most Chinese restaurants in the West is essentially the Cantonese dish known colloquially as gulo yok, with the words gulo apparently approximating the rumbling sound of a hungry stomach or the satisfied sounds people make when eating the dish. Today's recipe is my dad's chicken version of the dish, which shares most of its technique with other popular Chinese chicken dishes such as Genoso's chicken or orange chicken, but paired with a different sauce.
好啦，擺埋材料嗰度整好晒，準備好晒隻嚇，開始開油鑊炸啦嚇，開到最大火，開到最大燒紅隻鑊咧，燒熱隻鑊先至俾油喎，而家俾油喎，8嘅安士油咁上下啦。
Now we'll add oil to the hot wok.
呢啲油你炸完個嘢開始放，攞翻嚟煮嘢㗎嚇，冇所謂㗎。燒緊油嘅時候咧，我哋將啲雞肉同啲粉撈埋佢嚇，將個炸粉倒落嚟。
We'll pour the batter into the chicken.
然後撈勻佢嚇，啲筷子撈勻佢。
Now we'll mix the chicken with the batter so that each piece is coated.
乾粉炸上嚟，佢就個皮佢索唔到咁多粉。如果你濕粉咧，佢會索多啲粉，個皮咧就會厚啲。餐館係用濕粉炸嘅。好啦，我哋而家咧睇下呢個油溫。
We want the oil to be at around 350 degrees Fahrenheit for our first fry.
呢個油溫就太高啦，嗱，閂火佢先，450度，太高唔得。而家咧就俾翻啲凍油上去。
Besides turning the heat off and waiting for the oil to cool, we can add some room temperature oil to lower the temperature.
而家睇佢油溫400度，閂咗個火，等佢凍一凍先啊。好啦，我而家閂咗火，落之後咧，佢就會啲油溫會降低，會降低噶啦。嗱，可以咁樣嗱，擺低啲嗱，唔好高，離嘅鑊面咁樣，好低咁擺落去。
We'll add the chicken one piece at a time, using our hands to drop it into the oil carefully.
點解用手啊？
快啊嘛！我哋做慣咗咁快脆啦嘛。拎個一嚿嚿咁拎就慢啦係嘛？我哋做慣咗就係咁啦。嗱，
My dad quickly washes the batter off of his hand here.
而家嗱開翻慢火嗱，而家翻呢個溫度已經叫油溫已經降翻低啦嘛。而家油溫係300嗱，我俾咗啲雞肉嘅話，佢油溫啊已經係降翻啦嘛。而家我就開翻中火啊。
We'll keep frying the chicken, moving it around with chopsticks to make sure each piece is separate and cooking evenly.
喺度之後咧，嗱俾筷子咁樣分開佢。
After 2 to 3 minutes, or when the chicken starts to turn golden, we can take them out.
嗱，好似呢啲咁樣，你就已經係轉黃色就夾咗先啦。嗱，炸2次咧，就第一次唔使咁炸熟就得啦，浮起嚟就得噶啦。嗱，炸咗佢開始轉黃就得啦。啊。
We'll set the first batch aside, scoop out any remaining bits of batter in the oil, then add the second batch, again using our hands.
嗱，安全起見咧，你就唔好咁樣擺落去喎，要擺落啲油就唔會上嚟啦嚇。
We'll do the same steps with the chopsticks, and after 2 to 3 minutes, we'll take out the second batch.
好啦。而家開大火，開一猛油爐先。
Now heat on high for the second fry.
將呢啲渣流咗上嚟。而家咧就燒到380、390都唔怕，390度。翻走第二次啊，將佢啲油逼翻佢出嚟，同埋個面上嗰啲粉皮嗰啲水分再收翻乾佢。
Now we'll add in the first batch for its second fry.
咁樣炸嘅時間咧，好快得㗎啦。
This double frying technique, or fanza in Cantonese, is very common in Chinese restaurants. The first fry is for cooking the meat thoroughly at a lower temperature. The quicker and hotter second fry is for expelling the moisture in the fried batter to maximize crispiness.
Can you do this without deep frying?
唔炸就冇咁嘅後果咯，都得嘅。你咪唔炸，點解唔炸嘅咯？你首先唔炸嘅話，你咪就首先煮熟啲雞肉先，咁你一樣開嘅甜酸芡咁樣都得喎。不過你就冇呢個炸嘅同唔炸嘅效果唔同嘅啫嘛。30秒得啦。
After just 30 seconds of frying, we'll take out the first batch.
呢個時候收慢火啲。
Now we'll repeat with the second batch of chicken. Again, after 30 seconds, we can take out the chicken.
好，全部炸好晒。好啦，關火。
Then we'll turn off the heat and set aside the chicken.
而家趁呢個爐咧，將啲菜炸一炸佢。
好。翻火啊！
係啊，
翻火炸。
得啦，呢咪好炸一炸佢啫嘛。跟住油溫已經夠熱啊嘛，所以咪唔使開啦啊！嗱，得個油得噶啦嘛，炸熟咗佢啦，炸熟佢啦。
After just 30 seconds of frying, we'll take out all the veggies.
唔使炒啦，咁就得啦，係嘛？一菠蘿就唔使啦，隻菠蘿生嘅啦，都食得噶啦嘛。好啦，而家就開翻火噶啦喎。燒翻乾啲油啦嘛，因為啲有水分喺度，你燒乾啲水分先至 keep 翻啲油我嚟煮嘢，知嘛？因為有水分喺度，炸嗰啲菜有水分啊嘛。
After 1.5 to 2 minutes, or when the bubbling slows down, we can turn off the heat.
好啦，熄火，啲油已經燒翻滾啦。
點樣再用個倒嘅油啊？
你首先倒過嚟呢度，凍咗先，你俾個玻璃樽裝翻佢。你唔好直接咁擺落個玻璃樽度，用個鐵嘅，你上邊嗰啲 留咗佢嗱呢啲咪唔好要啦，係嘛？
We'll use a strainer to scoop out any leftover burnt bits from the oil.
好啦，而家咧就將啲油倒翻落嚟呢個裝置佢。
Then we'll pour out the oil into a stainless steel bowl to cool. Then wipe off any excess oil on the edge of the wok.
慢慢乾佢。
You can also do a quick wipe of the inside of the wok with a paper towel.
呢個時候咧就俾啲sauce上去啦，俾啲汁上嚟。
Now we'll add the sauce to the wok.
你未開火？
唔使咁快脆。好啦，而家開火。嗱，滾熱啲。
Make sure to stir the sauce when it starts to boil.
你係要滾先得噶嘛。
After it's boiling, we'll add a bit of slurry to thicken it.
俾少少裝翻落去。
We'll pour about half of the slurry in when mixing the sauce. When that's mixed in, we'll add all of the veggies.
俾埋啲椒嚟。
After adding the veggies, we'll add a bit more slurry to reach our desired consistency.
而家就生火得啦。嗱，你試下啦，嚟試下佢嘅味道。嗱，試下佢汁夠唔夠？夠唔夠甜？夠唔酸？嚟，
唔係太甜，唔係。
嗱，試下呢啲雞啦。
Yes, my favorite
啊
part.
有啲雞啦。
I almost like this better without the sauce.
好似係嘛？打開個汁之後咧，就可以撈晒上去啦。撈嘅時候咧，就唔好再煮咯喎。如果煮嘅話咧，嗰啲汁太滾嘅話，嗰個皮咧就軟啦。
Now we can add in the chicken and give it a good mix with the sauce.
好啦，俾埋啲菠蘿上嚟。
Finally, we'll add in the pineapple and mix it in with everything.
How do you keep the chicken somewhat crispy when you mix it in the sauce?
你最好就唔好落甜酸水落去，你最好就分開佢，只好啲甜酸汁同埋啲菜咧，另外俾個碗裝起佢。炸好之後咧，你就夾一粒就點一次，咁佢就脆啦。嗱，你撈親埋去咧就冇可能會好脆嘅。你餐館都可以咁樣，我分開嘅。最尾咧就俾佢多少油上嚟，乾啲，嗱滑啲啊。
After mixing in the finishing oil, we can plate and give it a final taste before serving. 朋友們，甜酸雞就好多啦！希望大家中意下。紅堆妹妹落樓吃鹹菜雞咯！咩？
白菜，
白菜
，OK，
白菜，
白菜雞。OK，
哇
OK。
Say thank you, 爺爺。
妹妹啊
Oh my gosh.
妹妹啊
係啦，妹妹哦，問爺爺啦，妹妹。
YouTube thinks you'll like this recipe next. Let's see if they're right. A huge thank you to our wok stars and all of our chefs in the CANTO Cooking Club.